Hey everybody, it's Chris Buteau with Cleveland Street Mortgage, and today I want to talk to you about the importance of knowing your exact credit scoring and knowing how that very small changes in your credit score can impact pricing significantly. And I'm talking about 1 point difference, right? A 1 point difference in your credit score can have a significant, thousands of dollar impact on your pricing. And the reason for that is that credit scores, of course, impact loan pricing, and that's generally true across the board, any Fannie or Freddie product that you're going to be using. Okay, but they don't do so in a linear fashion. They do so in block fashion. And so basically, anyone who has a score between 700 and 719 is going to get the same pricing. But someone who has a 720 will get a much better, or potentially a much better pricing than someone who has a 719. So a 1 point change in your credit score can make a big difference. And now this matters because a lot of times people think, well, I have great credit, and you kind of assume that it's kind of is what it is and you're getting the best deal that you can, but that may not be the case. Even if you have great credit, it's important that you know your score. But when I run a credit report, I automatically get this report generated. My credit vendor provides this potential score improvement. And basically they have a set of assumptions that they use to say, well, if I had, say, $5,000 to spend, how much could I improve this score? Now, in this particular borrower's case, we had a score of 713, 741, and 708. For pricing purposes, for Fannie and Freddie underwriting and program qualification pricing, they're going to use generally the middle score. So 708 is the low, 713 is the middle, 741 is the higher. So we see that the middle score is 713. But I look here and automatically they're telling me you have a potential improvement of 33 points to this Experian. Now this is my middle score. Now I only need to move one score in order to get the middle score up because this one's already over 741. And I can't get it to 760, so there's no reason to really try. I can't get any of these to 760, but I can get this one over 740. And if I do that, my pricing skips 2 blocks. I go right over the 720 to 739 block and into the 740 block. So the potential for price improvement is really significant. And this tells me, look, you can get that score potentially up by 33 points. And so how do I do that? I'm going to run what's called the Wayfinder. And basically this is from the same credit vendor and it's tied to that potential score improvement. And it tells me that if you want to get your Experian score up to 740 or higher, we found a way to do that. And you can do that using, in this case, $1,697 total. Now the beauty of it was for this particular client, this really is $0 using, because what they said was you pay the balance down on this particular credit card from $1,697 to 0. Well, guess what? This borrower already pays his credit cards off every month in full. And so we just had to do what he was already going to do and then rescore this, rescore this credit report. And we did, in fact, get his credit report over 740. And his pricing improved, probably saved him over $2,000 because we were just taking a look at that, and it was, we found that it was fairly simple to do. So be sure that you know what your credit score is, and then how close you are to that next block of potential improvement. And then you can ask your broker to both to run these reports, but also to tell you what's the pricing implications of these things. And these things are only magnified if you're putting less money down. This, if you put 20% down, your pricing can still be impacted and probably will be impacted. But if you're putting less than 20% down, it's really magnified because both your loan pricing is impacted, but also your mortgage insurance factor is also significantly impacted by credit scores. So make sure you ask the question, what's my score? And then what's the potential improvement of my score? And how can we go about doing that? And what's the pricing implications going to be? And I think you'll be glad you did. Thanks so much.